The quality of your decisions determine the quality of your life. And sometimes those decisions can be really hard. And it's my desire that you are a leader that embraces making hard decisions. And so today we are talking about how to make really hard decisions. Welcome to the Dream Lifestyle Podcast, where we talk all things mindset, goals, and self-leadership. If that's interesting to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button, because we drop new conversations every Monday morning, so that way you are equipped with new tools to attack your week, take real action, and lead well in your life. And along with that, it allows this show to go out to other dreamers like yourself who want to achieve big goals. That way they can have great impact in the world around them. So if you please do that, I'd really appreciate it. And in this conversation, we are having a very practical and honest conversation about how to make really hard decisions. Because whether you know it or not, and it's better that you accept this early, you will have to make hard decisions if you are looking to be successful. And there's two factors that usually cause a decision to be classified as hard. Number one, it's simply uncertainty. When you're uncertain about a decision, usually it stems from a lack of experience. If you have no experience doing certain things, particularly as we talk about just the road to your goals, those decisions can be viewed as very difficult simply because they've never been done by you before. And so you'll notice that those decisions, the first time, right, your first investment, whatever the first thing is, they may really feel like hard decisions simply because it's the first time that you're ever doing them. So uncertainty is usually one of the main causes for decisions to be classified as hard. The second thing that causes decisions to even be classified as hard is simply the impact of the decision. So on one side, you could be totally in the dark about what the outcome will be because of your lack of experience in making that decision. But on the other side, you could be fully aware of what the impact, what the outcome may be because of a decision. And that even still can cause a decision to be considered a hard decision. And so it's in this world as a dreamer that we have to navigate sometimes with the decisions that we make, that we have to be comfortable and simply embrace making these hard decisions, whether it is a decision that is hard simply because we might not have as much experience, or if it's a decision that is hard simply because we know exactly what can happen when we make this decision. And that outcome can either be really good, bad, or it can be ugly. And so it's in my intention in this conversation just to share with you three things that I believe will help you not only just make good decisions, but will really help you build your confidence in yourself as you make the hard decisions. So the first thing that you need to do when you think about making hard decisions, number one, I need you to see yourself as the CDM. Okay? I need you to see yourself as the CDM. And all this means is that you are the chief decision maker. All right, you are the chief decision maker. And this is something that I more so want you to take on as an identity, because when you think about being a leader, when you think about being a dreamer, when you think about being a high achiever, you will need to make hard decisions. And so because you will need to make hard decisions in order to achieve whatever it is that's on your heart to do, your dream requires it. Better that you simply embrace the role as the CDM, the chief decision maker. And there's three characteristics of a chief decision maker that I want to present to you and I want you to think about. Number one, a chief decision maker takes full responsibility for their decisions. Okay? You take full ownership, meaning whatever decision is made, you have enough guts, you have enough confidence to put it on you, that you take full responsibility, meaning any decision that is made in my life, if it has my name even attached to it in any way, shape, or form, I am responsible for it. And this is not to intimidate you. This is not to scare you. I want this to empower you, because when you think about the decisions that you have to make in your life, regardless of the smallest of decisions to the biggest of decisions, you are the chief decision maker. And because you're the chief decision maker, all decisions fall on you. They will be on your desk and you can embrace it because you are built for it. So the first characteristics of a chief decision maker is that you take full ownership, full accountability for your decisions. The second characteristic of a chief decision maker is that you don't avoid hard decisions. Because if you avoid hard decisions, you are only prolonging your success. If you never want to make hard decisions, You are only making life harder for yourself because you are never willing to step up to the plate. And in order for you to achieve what you want in life, you are going to need to make hard decisions. And as a chief decision maker, we do not avoid hard decisions. We will stand in the face of any hard decision, and with spirit and truth, we will make whatever decision is necessary. We will make the best decision possible. But we don't avoid. We are not running from any hard decision. We're not sweeping anything under the rug. We're not passing it off to anybody else because we are the chief decision maker. The buck stops with us when we think about decisions that need to be made, especially the hard ones. And the only way you build your confidence as a chief decision maker is by repetition. And the more you do this, the more you get in the habit of not avoiding hard decisions, you will start to see your self-confidence rise, but you will also start to see yourself achieving more in your life. Your quality of life will improve simply because you embrace making hard decisions as a chief decision maker. Now, the third characteristic of a chief decision maker is that you will always make the best decision possible with purpose-driven intentions. Okay? As a chief decision maker, like we talked about, everything falls on you. You are in full control over the decisions that you make. And while you might want the best out of every decision and every hard situation that you're in, you're not always going to be 100%. Listen, are you doing everything you said you were going to do at the beginning of this year? If you are, great. If you're not, listen, it's okay. I just want to take a moment and invite you to join the wait list for the upcoming symposium where you're going to grow, you're going to set goals, and you're going to strategize for success. Now listen, all it is a wait list. It's totally free. There's no money involved. All you have to do is click the link in the description below. Go ahead and do that now, and then let's get back to the episode. But what you can bet on is that when I have purpose-driven intentions, I will always end up on the winning side. And so as long as you may not know exactly what to do, whether it's going left or going right, you may not always know what to do in terms of, well, I should put my money there or I should put my money here. You might not have all the answers, but as long as you make decisions based on whatever your purpose is, as long as you make decisions based on whatever your vision is with good intentions, you're never going to lose. And chief decision makers simply understand they're not going to be 100% in always making the right decision, but they can be confident in the fact that I will always be making purpose-driven decisions, meaning that with the best intentions in my heart, I'm making XYZ decision and I take full ownership of that decision. Whether it works or whether it fails, I can wear it knowing that I had the best of intentions in my heart. And so when you think about, again, you being the chief decision maker, you need to, one, understand that you need to take full ownership of the decisions that you make. You also need to make sure that you're not avoiding any hard decisions, but then you also are making sure that every decision that you make, you are just simply making the best decision possible with purpose-driven intentions. Now, once you've identified yourself as the chief decision maker, you take full ownership of your decisions. I want you to play a game, and this game is simply called facts versus feelings. When you are making hard decisions, it is very important that you play this game of facts versus feelings, or what I like to consider it as objective thinking versus subjective thinking. Because when you think about the facts about the decision that you need to make, you are more likely to make better decisions. You are more likely to make decisions that will advance you in your life versus decisions that may keep you in neutral, or even worse, decisions that can set you back. But when you play this game of facts versus feelings, you first need to just take into account and consider all of the facts. And this is important, especially when you think about the relationships in your life. When you think about the friendships, when you think about business opportunities, when you think about all the things, whatever, all factors must be considered, particularly when you think about the facts. All facts must be considered when you're making hard decisions. So once you consider the facts of the situation, then you need to just consider the feelings. Okay, you need to consider the feelings of the situation, because there are a lot of people who make decisions based on only the feelings. And when you make emotional decisions, you are putting yourself in a stuck place. You are basically setting yourself up to be frustrated simply because you never look at the facts. You only feel the feelings. And so when you are in the position where you have to make a hard decision, I just want you to play this simple game of facts versus feelings. And you can go as practical as simply just writing down, these are the facts of the situation, here's the feelings of the situation. And this will just simply help you have a better understanding of what the actual situation that you're in is, as opposed to, the information is brought to you, the hard decision is brought to you, and you're just in a frenzy. You feel the anxiety with the tight chest, and you make a decision because of the emotions that basically cause you to make a decision sooner than you should. Or you just simply make a bad decision simply because you operate based off of how you feel rather than what the facts say. Because when you make decisions based off what the facts are saying, you will be basically making decisions that are logical. And honestly, when you make decisions based off the facts, you will feel a lot more peaceful about the decision that you have to make. Because when you make decisions from a place of fact, you are adding another brick to the foundation that is your life. Because facts matter. Facts matter a lot more than emotions, because simply put, emotions are temporary. And as the saying goes, you never want to make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. And so when we play this game of facts versus feelings, you will be able to make decisions, particularly hard decisions, with much more confidence. Now, once you identify yourself as the chief decision maker and you have played this game of facts versus feeling, whether you've done it in your mind or you've written it down, you then need to take the very bold but simple step of making the decision. Now, I know that's not big and revelatory, but let me tell you, make the decision. You can set a date on when you're going to make the decision, but you do not want to prolong the decision, because when you prolong decisions, you are only hurting yourself. I know that it's scary. I know that you really don't know what's going to happen once the decision is made, but I promise you, when you make factual decisions with purpose-driven intent, you give yourself access to go to the next level in your life. And you do not want to hold off that process. You don't want to press pause on your journey to success simply because you're not embracing hard decisions where you are just sweeping it under the rug and just waiting and waiting and waiting, feeling as though I have to get more facts, I have to get more information, I have to understand my feelings even more before I actually make a decision that is hard. But understand, a decision needs to be made. And you, as the chief decision maker, it's up to you to make it. Nobody else is going to make decisions for you. And no matter what experience you have right now in life, no matter what you've been through, no matter what your current circumstance is, no matter what your future may look like, you will always have the power to make decisions. But it's up to you to identify yourself as a chief decision maker, but also it's up to you to build that strength and confidence to simply make decisions. So I want to encourage you, if you are in a position where you have some hard decisions to make, I want you to stop waiting around. I want you to evaluate the facts, and I want you to evaluate the feelings of the situation, and I want you to make a decision, because you are the chief decision maker. And the longer you hold off on making a decision, the more you are only delaying your success. So to recap everything that we talked about, when you think about making really hard decisions, number one, you're going to identify as the CDM, the chief decision maker. All decisions fall on you, meaning that you will take full ownership and accountability over whatever decision is made because you have the power. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to play the game of feeling versus fact. You're going to evaluate all the facts of the situation, and you're going to evaluate all the emotions of the situation, and you're going to make a decision based on the facts with the emotions in mind. And the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a decision. You will not delay your destiny simply because you're afraid of embracing hard decisions. And so I hope that this conversation encourages you, and I hope that this conversation empowers you to make some really hard decisions, whatever it may be for yourself. And so I just have two quick favors to ask of you. Number one, I'm going to ask you to download the growth guide in the description link below. That guide is going to help you add more facts to your situation so that way you can build your confidence when it comes to making really hard decisions. So download that guide. It is certainly a free resource to you that will help you not only just define success for yourself, but also identify and learn more about the 5 growth traps that can stop you from achieving your goals. And the second thing I'm going to ask you to do is to simply just share this conversation with someone. Share this conversation with someone that you know may be in a really hard spot and has some hard decisions to make. and this could be exactly what they need to hear. So wouldn't it be a blessing to be able to just send this to them as a resource for them to make that really hard decision so they can move forward in their life? And so with that, the last thing I'll say is I'm grateful for you guys for checking out another conversation here at the Dream Lifestyle Podcast. And as you prepare for next week's conversation, be sure to check out last week's conversation. And just remember that anything is possible when you lead well.